Terence Crawford retire after the Errol Spence rematch? Bhop says the Canelo fight is not happening. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, I have a question for the boxing community, and it is, will Terence Crawford retire after the Errol Spence Jr. rematch? And I wanted to touch on what Bhop had to say about the Canelo fight for anybody listening.
To me, the comment from Sean Porter, I just could not align and track with in regards to Terence Crawford and how a fight would play out with Canelo Alvarez. Now, we've seen a number of different fighters and promoters either backtrack on what they originally said or straight out pick Canelo to win. Still, I think there was this notion that was out there that Canelo was just tanking and that Crawford could take him.
All right, y'all. So, retirement. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are both in their 30s. Both of the guys have had pretty decent, top-notch careers, I guess you could say, up until this point. And I have a question for everybody, and that is, if Terence Crawford can't secure any other big fights besides the Errol Spence rematch, should he be focusing on retirement? Now, he's the older out of him and Errol Spence, even though he scored the victory in their big matchup a few months back. But the rematch, I think, is going to tell the true story about both of these fighters. I think the rematch is where the story, it might end. We might have a trilogy. But I think the rematch, you're going to see what should have taken place in the first fight.
You got a lot of ugliness in your mouth.
Now, I know the Terence Crawford fans are going to say, well, we got what we were supposed to get in the first fight because Terence Crawford won. But it wasn't an even fight. I don't think both guys were prepared properly for that fight. Terence Crawford seems like he had been preparing for that fight for a long time. And Errol Spence kind of seemed like it caught him off guard and ended up getting beat. So in the rematch, I think that both of these guys being prepared, I think in the rematch, both of these guys being on their A game, I think we're going to get a slugfest in the rematch and may the best man win. But I think that rematch is going to determine the future of both of those guys. Now, if Terence Crawford wins again, there is a possibility that then Canelo Alvarez might come calling because he's eventually going to run out of names to fight as well.
Jermell Charlo, what you doing in here? Trash!
There's always going to be boxers out there he could fight, but not boxers with the name that will sell the fights, not just relying on him to sell the fight. And I think that when it comes to Terence Crawford, he's already running out of names because he's refusing to fight any of the other guys that the PBC has to offer. I know Jerron Boots Ennis isn't signed to the PBC. He's actually signed to Showtime, but from what I'm hearing, Showtime's getting out of the boxing business, so I'm guessing that Jerron Ennis is going to end up having to sign with the PBC, Top Rank, DAZN. He's going to have to sign with somebody once Showtime does finally shut the doors on boxing. Terence Crawford, he's running out of names. He's not going to fight Boots. He's scared of Boots. He's not fighting Keith Thurman. It's not worth fighting Thurman because Thurman isn't going to sell like some of these other names. He's not going to fight any of the other lower names at the PBC. Ordanius Ugas just got beat. So, he's running out of names at 147. None of the names that are at 147 are worth fighting for him. He's not going to really make any money off those names. So then you go to 154, and he's refusing to fight Charlo now, even though he was the one calling Charlo out. He seems like he's scared of Errol Spence at 154. He kind of wants to fight him at 147, which, hey, I don't care. Either way, I think as long as Errol Spence is properly prepared, he's going to give a better showing, perhaps even beat Terence Crawford.
Racer 9 in the Oscars race, motherfucker. You need to sit your ass down.
So if he doesn't have any names left to fight, and all they got left to fight is each other, then, you know, that means retirement is right around the corner for somebody, because if you're talking about moving up like 3 weight classes to find the fight, you're really just searching for money to retire on. So I think the real question should be, is this Terence Crawford's last fight? Is he headed toward retirement? And if he's headed toward retirement, who will be his last fight? Will it be Errol Spence? Or is he going to pursue this Canelo fight until he gets what he wants and Canelo knocks him flat on his face?
No, bro.
I can't, bro. I'm fucking him up.
Yo, what are you doing, bro?
I thought something happened to him. And you can't. Hey, go to the facility and work out. Told you I was going to fuck him up, man.
According to Bhop, he says that fight's probably never going to happen. And I kind of agree, but I think I agree with, you know, an asterisk next to it, because if he does beat Errol Spence again, there's a very high probability that he's going to get that Canelo fight.
Okay, let's work on our alibis. Now, I find the simplest explanation is the best. The fat kid ate the skinny one.
And I say that because he'll start selling pay-per-views on his own at that point. I think, you know, if the Errol Spence Terence Crawford fight even does close to what the first fight did, which was like 600,000 pay-per-view buys, and, you know, they sold out the gate, did like 20-something million at the gate. If they do anywhere near that, let's just say they do 15 million at the gate, and they do 500,000 or 400,000 pay-per-view buys, that's enough to slip Terence Crawford into that Canelo fight, because it would be financially lucrative for Canelo at that point. And you would have to say at that point that it was Terence Crawford's name that sold the fight, because Errol Spence is coming off a loss. Errol Spence still has a very big fan base, but I don't think people are going to purchase it just for Errol Spence this time. It's going to be a lot of Bud fans purchasing the fight this time, even though there wasn't a lot purchasing Bud's fights in the first fight, and there wasn't a lot purchasing Bud's fights before the Errol Spence fight, and the numbers don't lie. Just go check the numbers.
I got a hot water bottle. If you want it, you can take it. Or a whole set of bedpans just in case you can't make it.
So I think it depends on how this rematch goes. If the rematch goes well for Terence Crawford, then more than likely he'll be fighting Canelo after that. If he loses to Errol Spence, it opens up a whole new can of worms. And I think you can just pretty much throw the Canelo fight out the window, because it ain't going to happen. And you're more than likely going to see a trilogy. And then I think you're going to see both guys start to hint at retirement after that, because they would have made a lot of money off each other by then. But what's the point of fighting these younger guys if you're not going to make money? What's the point of taking on somebody at 154 with a bigger name or a bigger puncher, and you might get beat again if you're not going to make the type of money you just made for a Crawford fight? You know, and that's for either guy, for an Earl fight or for a Crawford fight. So, you know, depending on who wins the rematch, Canelo Alvarez is the only other option, really, and then retirement.
Listen, man, we got to start being more grateful of the small things in life. You know, I'm grateful where I'm at in my life, even though I got a lot further to go. But listen to me, man. People be so quick to down themselves when they're losing. When you're really supposed to embrace the losses, man. You learn more from your losses than you do winning. And trust me, all the negative stuff that y'all going through in y'all life is a blessing, man, because it's leading y'all to where y'all need to be and have a higher frequency, man. You know, I'm grateful for all my fans, all my haters. I'm grateful that God helped me change my mindset.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button if I'm at. Sure. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tubes, or holler at me over there. If you want to collabo, feature a product or your channel or my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail, because it is a flock of cards at gmail.com. And we are
It's the chairman of the board, swerving in the Ford. Game sharp like George Gervin with the sword. I ain't the one to ignore, I'm crushing the norm. Schoolgirls let me come in they dorm. When I come and perform, you get to see it live in person. Hot rhyme dispersing, rhyme detergent. Now that's a clean flow. Asian, the Latino, black folks, gringos. Niggas know Louis Keys is off the Figaro. State senator, freestyle emperor. Niggas on the block, low or high temperature. Hail or rain, spell my name. K-E-Y-Z, getting mail from game. Got a dime on the side, don't tell my dame. With an attitude like fuck your favorite MC unless it is me. Now listen close to what I say. Louisville niggas getting killed every day. Nigga trying to get a little money every way. From the streets to the stage, trying to get paid. They hear your boys spit some heat and they all fat. They see your boy on the streets and they all fat. Monster Squad on the beat, yeah they all fat. I know niggas that I'm off the blunt and then eat the roach like Fur Factor. I ain't a queer rapper on a John Deere tractor. I'm a real nigga. Let me say it again. I'm a real nigga, and I'm playing to win. Louis Keys finna kill him with the flow. Weed man, show me love, give him 64 a O. That's why I ride around cigarillas full of dro. Now you a real nigga, you a nigga that should know. But if a nigga don't know, now he does. If he wasn't talking shit, treat him like he was. See, I'm just a young nigga trying to get a buzz, either off a CD or a couple buzz. Yeah, them little dimes wanna fuck with us, cause we got a few drinks and a couple drugs. With an attitude like fuck your favorite MC unless it is me. Now listen close to what I say. Louisville niggas getting killed every day. Nigga trying to get a little money every way. From the streets to the stage, trying to get paid. They hear your boys spit some heat and they all fat. They see your boy on the streets and they all fat. Monster Squad on the beat, yeah they all fat. I might chill with a freak, yeah I'm no gangster. But I know players that'll run in your crib like Cosmo Kramer. But it ain't a sitcom, a nigga spit bombs. I hope you're coming for war, I'm coming with Nam. Viet Cong, even the realest niggas sang along. Even the baddest bitches bring them home with me. And here's a heads up, you can go and get the doctor. A straight shot, I hit your papa in his knickerbockers. A nigga South said it's rough out there. Lil' Dimes getting live for a puff out there. And this nigga still playing the tough role, just so they can get their face placed on their brush clothes. Is it really worth it? Niggas really nervous. I'm on top of my game and I'm feeling perfect. With an attitude like fuck your favorite MC unless it is me, Louis Keys.